What's new at Charlie's? What's new at Charlie's? Still on Main. What's new at Charlie's?
Hi, welcome to this week's What's New at Charlie's. I'm really excited for this week. This is one of my, I've been looking forward to this for a long time. Remember, I think in the first video I talked about those whiskeys you find and then you look everywhere for. Well, this came in the book, I think before Christmas, and I bugged the rep. I've called him, when's it coming? Showed up this week, just here. This is a Jefferson straight rye finished in Cognac cask. Now, first of all, Trey Zoller is one of my bourbon idols. If you don't know much about him, look him up, watch some videos. The guy is just, he's cool. He's really cool. So I like what he does in general. I'm also a big fan of cask finished bourbons. A lot of guys are purists, probably like my good friend Mr. Don Williams here might not be such a more of a purist, but I like it when they put something in another cask. It just adds another level of flavor. It smooths out the whiskey a lot. So you've got Jefferson, and you got a cask finish. I'm giddy as a schoolgirl, man. I am. So anyway, but as always, my good friend Don Williams is here with me to try it, to keep me keep me grounded, and we'll find out how this really tastes. But Don, what do you know about this bottle?
Well, we're going to talk a little bit, first of all, about rye whiskey. So everything we've done so far has been a bourbon.
Yeah, that's our first rye. Yeah.
And so rye whiskey is, by very definition, the primary grain is rye. So in bourbon, you have to have 51% or higher corn. In rye, you have to have 51% or higher rye. So basically, this is going to be a rye-forward whiskey, and the idea of it being finished, and I will tell you, I was a purist for a very long time.
I figured that.
But I have tasted some cask-finished product that is pretty special. And just recently, when I was in Lexington, I had the opportunity to try a cask finish bourbon that was experimental, and it was pretty fantastic. So I'm looking forward to this too.
Me too, man. Me too. So like I said, I've been a fan of Trey Zoller's for a really long time. Everything he does at Jefferson, the guy's like he's my idol pretty much. He's what I would want to do. He just thinks of crazy things to do with bourbon, and he does it. We're all familiar, or you're probably familiar with the Ocean series. He puts whiskey barrels on boats and sends them out in the ocean, and they travel around for months on the ocean, and then they come back and they're this. I did get the opportunity to meet him one time, and he had just done they constructed a flatboat, loaded it with barrels, and floated it down the Mississippi River just like they would have done in the old days. And I never got to try it, but I did ask him about it when I saw him. And what he told me was, he goes, Charlie, when we took that whiskey out of the barrels, it was darker than our double cask bourbons. He goes, I truly think that's what made Kentucky, one of the things that made Kentucky whiskey what it is today, is that boat ride from Kentucky down to New Orleans, where most of it was being consumed at the time. So it was really fascinating, but really cool stuff. So he does one of my first barrel finishes was the Groth cask. Was one of my first ones that I really liked. So as you can tell, I'm excited. I want to try this stuff. So I don't know if you got anything else, Don, but I'm going to crack this thing open.
Hey, crack it open. Keep in mind that Trey Zoller's father, Chet, has written 2 books about bourbon. He's actually a bourbon historian, and he's an interesting guy. And if you want to hear more about Jefferson's and experience it, their headquarters is at the Kentucky Artisan Distillery, not far out of Louisville, Kentucky.
That is a bucket list for me. I've not been there yet. So
yeah, it's very nice people, very nice place, and there's a large collection of antique distillery devices.
Really?
There's some old stills and some old presses. It's been a while since I've been there, but it's kind of a really cool place.
Nice, dude. It's a beautiful bottle too. The green on it is like stands out. So yeah, really nice. So all right, and this is finished in Cognac, like you said. What did you say? How long did you?
Up to 9 months.
Wow,
in
that's a lot.
in a secondary barrel aging. So that's very interesting.
a lot of people are like 6 to 8 weeks, so
Right.
9 months is really going to add some flavor to this thing. So
Great nose.
great nose.
Great nose.
Yeah, you get the sweetness from the cognac there. What is this? 94 proof.
94 proof,
Yeah.
not bad.
Yeah.
And it's the sweetness comes forward
Yeah.
very quickly.
Yeah, and it balances out the rye, the spice of the rye, really nice. I could drink me some of that. That's good.
It's almost a dessert whiskey. And I'm not saying that it's overly sweet, but it is a very, very nice sipper. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like I said, I like the way the sweet balances the rye.
So something to think about. Charlie mentioned that experiment of taking it on a flatboat down the Mississippi. Keep in mind, back in pioneer days, in the early whiskey days, that trip would have taken 3 months.
Oh yeah, just floating in the sun.
Just
Yeah.
floating in the sun, and that's probably really what gave Kentucky bourbon a heads up over every other kind of whiskey at that time.
Yep, that's what Trey said. That's what he thought. He goes, "I'm going to tell you, Charlie, that was the thing. I really feel that made a big difference." So yeah, but you know what? I like it. I think it's a great thing. I think I can't wait to see what he does next. That's the cool thing. They've been teasing some barrels sitting on top of a mountain somewhere, so I have a feeling that has something to do with the next release. So yeah.
Well, the interesting thing about this is the last time Jefferson's did a rye release was 2008.
Yeah, I don't even know that one. Yeah,
Right.
that was before my time.
Right. So basically, they don't do it often, and when they do it, they try to do it in a big way. And I would tell you that this is a pleasurable rye whiskey. It really is.
It just keeps getting better. Try it again. It just keeps getting better. I'm going to finish it. So
It is. But Charlie, you're going to be able to come and sample this at Charlie's Still on Main.
yeah, oh yeah,
And that's the great beauty of what we're trying to do here with What's New at Charlie's, is you always can come and sample it before you go on that hunt to try to find a bottle
Yeah.
for yourself.
You don't have to just take our word for it. You come try it yourself and see what you think. So yeah, this will be on the shelf along with all the other Jefferson bourbons we got up there. Once again, big fan. Love what they're doing, and they're still doing it right. So, got anything else? We good?
Really good. And Charlie, thank you for sharing this one with me. It's special.
Thanks for being here. Cheers, my friend.
Tell me what's new, Charlie's.